This video is going to be why I think you should attend an IRL writing conference if you're available and if you're able to, in real life, IRL. You could totally meet new people, or you could connect with people that you've been talking to online and you haven't seen face to face, because the face to face element does change things a little bit. It makes it a little bit more real. You and I both know that. Even when it's like there's different levels, right? There's the just writing in script, and then there's the just writing in script and then maybe adding a phone call, and then there's just writing a script and maybe like typing, you know, and then maybe adding video, which adds the voice and the face. But then there's that face-to-face element in real life where you can see the person, touch them and smell them, and you know, all those different things, and you're able to like see all the facial movements without like the video and the vocal being kind of off because of the internet skipping or whatever. You know what I mean. In real life, stuff is just different, and it's an important element to connecting with people. So you're able to meet new people, you're able to network, collaborations, or you can find out how other people are doing things that maybe you're interested in doing. You can get advice. You can attend workshops, which I find workshops to be really helpful. A lot of times I've attended workshops in the past that have discussed things that I hadn't even thought about before, but that's been really amazing and has opened up my worldview a little bit. I'm outside. The lighting is going to do what it's going to do, so if I go in and out of lighting, I'm sorry. At the moment, it appears to be blaring down on my giant wood's forehead, so cheers to that. You have the option of making connections with people for later. A lot of times there's also places where you can sell your merch and your books, so that's an avenue as well. As with West Virginia writers, there is the opportunity that you could suggest a workshop and that people can, you know, that so that maybe you can teach a workshop the next year. And as we all know, the whole writing process can be so very, very lonely, but when you realize that there's so many people, X amount of people who are in your actual real life immediate area, who live in your town or your state or your county or whatever, and they are writing too, it makes it feel less alone. And there's times when you can find out about other things that are happening that are live that you didn't realize existed, and you probably wouldn't have if you hadn't met these new people. And the writing conference can kind of force you out of your comfort zone. And what I mean by that is you have your day-to-day routine, you have your writing routine, maybe or maybe not, you know, everyone does their own thing. You have people that you chat with in real life, online, your job, if you have a separate job from writing, your kids, your family, you have everything that you do on a day-to-day basis. And then when you do something that kind of shakes up your routine, like a writing conference, it can give you an opportunity to also shake up your creativity a little bit. One of the suggestions that I often give people if they are experiencing writer's block, or if they're feeling creative, one of the pieces of advice I give to people when they're experiencing writer's block or they are feeling kind of creatively stymied is to change something. So change what you're doing. Go to a different place. Go watch people. Go to a new coffee shop. Go on a bus ride. Just do something different. And a writer's conference is definitely something different. And often there'll be times where they'll have scheduled in that you can go to a certain place and write, or of course you can go back to your room and write if you're feeling inspired. When I was at West Virginia's Writers Conference, I literally sat down on a bench and just started writing down ideas for Blood Roses and Honeysuckles, things that I wanted to change, which I implemented the very next day because I don't know, there was just something that happened and something clicked and I was like, oh, well that needs a little tweaking. And I think that writers' conferences are really good for that, especially writer conferences that are more as a retreat and have a couple days to them. I don't think that one necessarily works as well if you're going to a one-day conference. When the conference is just one day, it's usually set up, there's like 2 workshops in the morning, 2 workshops in the evening, and there's a lunch and maybe a breakfast. So you don't really have a lot of time for pondering things. But then on your way home, I find, at least for me, things start to gel and I start thinking about stuff. And really, that's what it's all about. It's about learning something new, meeting with new people, and thinking about things in a different way. So those are my reasons that I think that writers' conferences are fantastic. Let me know in the comments, have you been to any writers' conferences, or are there any that are on your radar? And what do you try to take from them? What do you think is the most important? Again, my name is Tamara. Thank you for watching. If you like, please subscribe, share, comment. Definitely comment because I love chatting with y'all, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.